1. The Dancing Plague, 1518. In July 1518, a woman in Strasbourg, modern-day France, suddenly started dancing uncontrollably in the street. Within a month, dozens joined her, dancing non-stop for days. Some even danced to death due to exhaustion and heart attacks. To this day, no one knows exactly why it happened. Some believe it was mass hysteria, while others think it could have been caused by ergot poisoning, a hallucinogenic mold found in rye. 2. The Great Emu War, 1932. Australia once went to war against birds. After World War I, farmers in Western Australia were struggling with emus destroying their crops. The government sent soldiers armed with machine guns to deal with the birds. However, the emus were fast and spread out, making them difficult to shoot. The war ended with the emus winning. Many survived, and the government had to find other ways to control them. 3. The Exploding Whale, 1970. In Oregon, a dead whale washed up on shore, and authorities decided to remove it by blowing it up with dynamite. However, the explosion sent massive chunks of whale blubber flying everywhere, smashing cars and nearly injuring bystanders. Instead of solving the problem, it made things worse, as rotting whale bits rained down on the town. The man who survived both atomic bombs, 1945, Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a Japanese man, was in Hiroshima on August 6, 1945, when the first atomic bomb was dropped. He survived, injured but alive, and went home to Nagasaki, only to experience the second atomic bomb on August 9th. Miraculously, he survived both and lived to the age of 93. The Balloon Fest disaster, 1986, Cleveland, Ohio, attempted to break a world record by releasing 1.5 million balloons into the sky. It looked stunning, but the event quickly turned into chaos. The balloons didn't rise as expected due to weather conditions, instead scattering across the city, landing in lakes, and interfering with emergency rescue operations. The event resulted in environmental damage and even contributed to the deaths of 2 boaters. 6. The Man Who Slept for 19 Years, 1941 to 1960s. A man named Terry Wallace from Arkansas fell into a coma after a car accident in 1984. Doctors believed he would never wake up, but in 2003, 19 years later, he suddenly woke up and started speaking as if nothing had changed. His first words? Mom. His brain had somehow rewired itself, allowing him to regain speech and mobility, shocking doctors worldwide. 7. The mysterious hum heard around the world. People across different parts of the world, like Taos, New Mexico, Bristol, UK, and even Canada, have reported hearing an unexplained low-frequency humming sound. Only a small percentage of the population can hear it, and scientists have struggled to pinpoint the source. Some blame industrial machines, while conspiracy theories suggest secret government experiments. To this day, the hum remains a mystery. 8. The Man Who Disappeared Mid-Run, 1975. In 1975, an experienced skier named Henri Girard was competing in a cross-country race in the French Alps. At one checkpoint, he was seen skiing toward the next stop, but never arrived. A massive search operation was launched, but no trace of him was ever found. No skis, no body, nothing. Some believe he fell into a hidden crevasse, while others think he staged his own disappearance. 9. The Ghost Ship Mary Celeste, 1872. A ship called Mary Celeste was found adrift in the Atlantic Ocean in perfect condition, but with no crew on board. The ship's cargo was untouched. There were no signs of struggle, and food was still set on the table. The entire crew had mysteriously vanished without a trace, and their fate remains unknown. 10. The Woman Who Couldn't Stop Sneezing, 2009. A 12-year-old girl in the U.S. named Lauren Johnson suddenly started sneezing up to 12,000 times a day. She sneezed every few seconds for months, making her life miserable. Doctors couldn't find a clear medical cause, but some suspected a rare neurological disorder. After several months, the sneezing finally stopped as mysteriously as it began. 11. The Man Who Stole a Whole Beach, 2008. In Jamaica, residents of Coral Spring woke up one morning to find their entire beach missing. 500 truckloads of white sand had vanished overnight. Investigators found no traces of the sand, and even nearby beaches weren't affected. It was later discovered that a massive organized crime group had stolen and sold the sand to a luxury resort. 12. The Time Traveler at the Boxing Match, 1995. In footage of a Mike Tyson boxing match from 1995, a spectator in the audience appears to be holding a modern smartphone, despite smartphones not existing at the time. The strange sighting sparked wild theories that the person was a time traveler. Some skeptics claim it was just an old camera model, but others aren't convinced. 13. The Russian family who lived in complete isolation for 40 years. In 1978, Soviet geologists discovered a family of 6 people living deep in the Siberian wilderness, completely cut off from civilization for more than 40 years. The Lykov family had fled into the forest to escape religious persecution in the 1930s and survived without any contact with the outside world. When they were found, they had never heard of World War II or modern inventions. 14. The woman who survived a fall from 33,000 feet, 1972. A Serbian flight attendant named Vesna Vulovic holds the record for surviving the highest fall without a parachute. In 1972, a terrorist bomb exploded on her airplane, causing her to fall 33,000 feet, 10,000 meters from the sky. She miraculously survived after landing in deep snow and later recovered, though she had serious injuries. 15. The creepy case of the Max Headroom hijack, 1987. In 1987, Chicago TV stations were hacked by a person wearing a bizarre rubber mask of Max Headroom, a fictional AI character. The hacker interrupted 2 broadcasts, speaking in a distorted voice and making eerie, nonsensical statements. Despite an FBI investigation, the culprit was never caught, and their motive remains unknown. These are 15 bizarre incidents in history that stand out for their unusual or strange nature. Please like and subscribe for more videos.